Hello there everyone and welcome back. I gotta say, when I swapped over to the Kroot Warsphere, I wasn't expecting to use it for all 4 matches their last episode. Never mind the fact that somehow we won it against all of them against Space Marines. Keep in mind he was a lower Admiral level player, but considering the fact that I was kind of forfeiting any armor piercing potential almost exclusively, outside maybe the ion cans of the Sauces, we still managed to come on through, so I think this is a big victory for the Warsphere if nothing else. Whether I was using it optimally remains to be seen, because I don't know if I want to keep this thing at extreme range, especially once its upgrades become apparent when I get level 6 and sometime in the future. Probably well after Battlefleet Armada 3, if I were to be so extreme, because I don't think I'm ever going to get these things to full level 10 anytime soon. But maybe there'll be potential for it if I were to get the range increases, but nonetheless, it's a big success. And I'm hoping to continue that along there. I don't know how much longer I want to play with Tau though. I'm thinking maybe about 10 episodes. I believe this would be episode 7 or video 6 or 7 anyway. So I haven't really been keeping track, so I'm only guessing at this point. But with my Sauces reaching level 10, I decided to do something a little bit different. Maybe more in preparation for fighting up against Chaos there. I swapped out at least one of the beacons for an extra repair drones, because ideally what this is supposed to do is it give me that extra health buffer to kind of negate the one weakness I would have against Chaos, and that's my limited amount of health points. So if I have like 3 of these, if possible 4 of these going, that technically gives me an additional 360 health if all 4 of them can hit the repair the same target that's getting focused down. Even more value if somehow I can get all the ships getting repaired, or have multiple ships getting repaired. That would be the dream anyway, but right now I'm just focusing just having one ship having the health buffer to kind of withstand the salvo. Jesus, I don't know what it is with all these Space Marine battles there. You're basically breaking my heart there, because I'm kind of like wanting to forfeit using the Protectors and Bastions with this win streak I'm having against them. Although, I have no idea if he's Admiral level 8 or a lower Admiral level than me, so we'll go a little bit half and half there. Considering this is a breakthrough and I'm defending, I don't think the Bastion is going to have the time to charge up its laser, so it's probably not going to be as impactful as it could be for this type of matchup. So I think we'll go, well, like I said, sort of half and half, I suppose. We'll get the Sauces in here. I can't remember how close these Sauces are. I think this one's one match away to level 9, so I think I want to do that. And we'll get this other one, hopefully well underway, to level 8. And I think it's warranted I'm going to need a messenger for the possibility of the boring torpedoes, especially with what I've learned in all the macro can reliance of last episode, that a messenger will be pretty useful here, and a Castellan is not going to be as impactful with that said, especially if he is an Admiral level 8 fleet. I would like to use something with the 30 extra points there, but it's not going to be possible in that regard. Hell, I don't even think it was an option to field my Bastion, because that's actually more expensive, I think, than my Protectors are. But nonetheless, this at least is flexible. It has good firepower. It's just a matter of what he's actually fielding. And with the boring torpedoes, I definitely, without a doubt, need fighters of some kind, because otherwise he could just basically win without even engaging me with the boring torpedo potential, because my point defense are not going to be very practical if what I said before in a previous episode was true, that they don't actually fire the point defense multiple times until the actual torpedoes are out of range, so my Protectors following the torpedoes in would not be a good strategy. But I think we split the fleet up half and half there a little bit, so at least that way I have some fighters to help out. And Messenger will be in the middle just to help be prepared, but idea is to group back up once I have a sense of where he's deploying. Actually, I don't even need to move in all honesty, not yet. And Messenger, you could just go somewhere in the middle. So get on moving. Where's the... He's only got a single set of boring torpedoes. 2 Stormhawks there. More boring torpedoes, so let's keep an eye out. They're all going over there, so I have Protectors. Come on, turn around. I want you to turn around and start engaging. Get close as possible. Hell, I almost wonder if I want to reveal myself with that said, because I have the speed kind of justify it. Get on moving, have the fighters do their thing. Greatly weaken the potential of these torpedoes, because I kind of can get away with it. Although that was a brutal start. to those torpedo attacks, so he has gained the beacons down. That'll be corrected shortly. That'll be corrected very shortly, so I'm not worried just yet. The only question is, do I care for the hunter? It doesn't really matter there. Everything's all grouped up together. We have boring torpedoes, we have messengers. If anything, if he comes after my ships there, that's kind of good for me. This might hurt a bit with the limited fighters, but I have beacons. I can force a reveal. And he has a battle barge. And he is a high-level fleet. He has a level 9 fleet at that, so I kind of don't want to engage just yet. Not yet with the bombers, since he is such a tight clump. Let's just murder the hell out of these things. Actually prioritize the weaponry. And if possible, do a lot of critical hits to these ships. And the further away he spreads out, the better. I don't want to launch the bombers just yet, though, because they're my trump card. They're my wild card here. I need them to maximize damage on something they can kill. There goes the supercharged void shield. That's fine. Now, let's be careful. This is going to be brutal with me standing my ground as I am. Now, now's the time for the bombers, I think. Just keep firing. Lock on. Board. Keep safe. Keep distant. And this is the one with bombardment cannons, so let's not get too cocky. And he is locking on, so shields are really damn important here. And that was a brace for impact. That's not what I wanted. Boost away, keep hitting this thing, especially with him committing to a lock-on. This is going to be painful. I do need my Sausage going the right direction, though. I did not want it circling around, as it is. And with my fighters and the messenger, I'm actually doing pretty well in this regard as far as soaking the damage. But his big mistake... Oh, this might hurt a little bit, but I do have a repair drone, right? Yep. The plan is double repair drones, just soak this damage, especially with his prow gone. I want double repair drones. I got bombers. He's ramming everything, mind you, but that's kind of what the repair drones are for. That's the purpose of the repair drones, to try and minimize that damage as much as possible. While I hopefully break this thing quickly with some good bomber hits, because sadly I'm not getting the critical hits on the armor and the weaponry. Okay, he's warping out. That's fine. I'll let it go. That's going to take some hits there. I should let it warp out for perseverance sake. Okay, fine. You want this thing to die? Then I will allow it to die. I still got repair drones going. I gotta stand my ground at this point. Finish this battle barge off if he's not gonna let it go. He will learn the error of his ways in a moment. There goes your most powerful ship. Now, I don't take any damage, hull breaches or anything like that, right? And now bombers, do your thing. Protect the reposition. And that Vanguard's not going to do a whole lot. So brace for impact. Since he's so inclined to want to ram, I'll give him what he wants. Only catch is, now I'm the better rammer. I do better damage for ramming. And that is game. Well, that was very straightforward. He had a high-level fleet, I'll give him that, but... really hard to say how that went out better for me. If nothing else, the Sausage was not focused down and murdered horribly by the bombardment cannons of the battle barge like in previous episodes, so... the protectors kind of did their job, and the repair drones helped soak... at least manage a little bit of the ramming damage on the Sausage. Because if I had a brace for impact on that thing for that kind of occasion, that would have been brutal. It could have absorbed all that damage, mind you. Very simple, though. I kind of stood my ground. That is still very tenuous, considering the fact that it was a battle barge with 3 bombardment cannons that could basically get guaranteed critical hits if any of those were a Chapter Master. But the Vanguard's damage potential isn't really all that scary. I was kind of relying on the Messenger to shoot down those torpedoes for me, especially once he was getting aggressive and I lost my fighters to help with that role. It was a little bit tenuous there, but thankfully, standing my ground was the right choice. I just don't know how many of those torpedoes actually hit me there. And keep in mind, I don't think he even used the dumbfire torpedoes once, which is a big factor when you consider those things would do straight up 45 damage to me, as opposed to the boring torpedoes where he still has to get critical hits of some kind for him to do damage. Never mind the fact that they probably are just going to destroy components on my ship rather than fire or hull breach, so I would argue he would need to be using those dumbfires a little bit more if he wants to actually burst my ships down, since I was kind of arguably making it so easy for him. Well, I'm going to feel a little bit bad here trying to fight this guy. It's 250 points, I'm probably going to have superior range to him, considering the lack of his upgrades. And I don't even know if he's using a carrier fleet or not, so how the hell can I make this interesting? Because if he is all lances, my Sauces and frigates are still going to die incredibly fast, even if I were to go with like nothing but a Sauce and Castellans. This honestly would be a fun time to play the Kroot Warsphere. It's going to seem ridiculous to him. But in all honesty, it's probably the best thing he can manage against too. A little bit. I'm not entirely certain. I still feel bad about doing this. And I'm 1 point off from a damn Messenger, which actually would have been really damn effective to complement these Castellans. We're going to try without the Messenger, I suppose. The Kroot Warsphere is going to spice this up, despite what he may be thinking there. It's going to completely catch him off guard, though. But it is also, to be fair, the lowest level ship I have in the fleet right now. It's just the dynamic it brings makes it drastically different for him. Whether it's beneficial to him remains to be seen, because he can just... Aw. I'm going to try my best to make this entertaining. I feel like the Kroot Warsphere can do that. It's just that it really does ultimately come down to how effectively he can manage his fleet there. If he tries and dive bombs this thing, then it's probably in my advantage. I want to argue, but I don't know if he has bombers, I don't know if he has lances, and he sure as hell is capable of fielding 3 Hellbringers, so we'll see what happens. This should be fun. It has potential to be a lot of fun, but ultimately it's out of my hands, I feel like. It comes down to him if he can put the effort into controlling his fleet, if nothing else. Because this could very easily be slow and anticlimactic too if he knows how to kite me at the same time. I do, to be fair, have a beacon on this thing, so I can stick a beacon on him and shoot at him. And with the extended range of my Castellans, I'm really hoping he does not have lances, because these frigates are going to die so fast. I may regret this. It has promise though. I just don't feel like a Sauce is going to do much good, because I'm basically just as fast as his cruisers. I have better, at least close range firepower, if nothing else. And all his weaponry is stuck to the broadside, so I will eventually get in close. Oh well, let's see how this goes. I see a gas cloud here. I'm going to make a move for the gas cloud. I really wish I had that 1 point for a Messenger, just so I can have it protect these two against heavy bomber squadrons, if nothing else. Because the lances are terrifying enough as is, the bombers could also make work of these poor ships. But we'll see what we can do. Okay, so I think this is what we expect. Maybe 3 Hellbringers and... Well, I'm trying to remember. He would have 330 points, I think. About that much if it's an Admiral level 1 fleet. So maybe it's 2 Hellbringers and 2 Idolators. Whichever ones have the 200 hit points on them. I think it's Idolator, the one with the torpedoes. I think it's the only one that has 200 hit points on it. So we're going to take our time. I do have extended senses though, so I have means to kind of engage and harass them, if nothing else, but I got my work cut out for me with that said. And actually, let me just reload. And there's what I mean by hitting T. I was trying to hit the reload button, apparently it wanted to use my boosters. So, it's not like I'm going to reload very often, but in this case, I want to reload to speed up the cooldown of my micro-warp jump. So that was the reasoning there, even though I probably will never reload with the Warsphere in any other sense. But we at least get to listen to the Kroot audio cue. There's something I really like about how the Kroot sound, especially since when I played them in Dawn of War Dark Crusade. But He is hugging in the gas cloud. I have no ways to kind of flush him out at last, but I do have, again, the extended sensors. And I'm maybe so lucky. It's possible he could have gotten extended sensors as his level 2 upgrade for his cruisers, so it's entirely possible he may have that upgrade. If he does, then I'm at a huge disadvantage, at least with these Castellans, if nothing else. But if I do spot him and he can't do anything about it, then at least that forces him out of the gas cloud for me. So I'm okay there. Oh, and here he comes now. I got him. Oh, he is coming this way. Okay, so he has a beacon. I do have Salt Run. And thankfully I'm not getting shot by Lances just yet, which kind of surprised me. Oh, and I didn't even realize that second Castellan wasn't even revealed. I could have afforded not using a single, Oh, he does have bombers, okay. This probably makes it good for me there. Possibly. It sounds good in theory for the Castellans, but I have extended sensors. We're gonna try and whittle them down. This is gonna be slow game, folks. Grab your popcorn, grab your drinks. You probably already got your refreshments, to be fair, but I do have the range advantage to kind of shoot him down. Oh, he does have his level 2 upgrade. What did he choose? Oh, faster bombers. Alright. I won't try. Oh, he has Oh, he has solid run. How come I still see him then? Oh, that's why. He was still in range of my other Castellan. Alright. The Warsphere is going to make its way in. This is with him going bombers, though. I kind of know how to deal with bombers, even with all this talk about how I'm afraid of them. I do know how to deal with them. I just burnt my one big means of stopping bombers, though, which is the salt running. But to be fair, he also burnt his beacon, so that benefits me just as well. Oh, okay, 2 Hellbringers. One of them is a Lance variant, so keep that in mind. Okay, he is improving on the dancing front, although I am getting hit by the Lances, so try and minimize the damage greatly. And Kroot, are you almost in range? The Kroot are almost in range, and flying away seems like a horrible idea, doesn't it? Because it's not like his Lances can still hit me no matter what, to be fair. Alright, Kroot's here. The other ship's identified. So, Castellan, go protect the other Castellan. Try and shoot down these bombers. I don't have additional point defense on these things, so it might still hurt. Yeah, these Lances are probably going to kill me. I'm going to try, though. Let's boost on closer, because now this Warsphere is basically area denial right now. He is going to be able to shoot at it freely once he's outside of his range, mind you, which really stinks, but to stay near the ship is to invite a lot of problems, a lot of damage to his fleet, if he lets it keep shooting. In the extreme case, I can micro-warp jump to kind of get in his face and force a panic out of him. But I do have extended sensors still. One of these frigates are about to take a big hit. I just hope, in all seriousness, I hope I can make this enjoyable for him, because really, the Kroot Warsphere I can't do much for controlling. And I don't think I'm ever going to do a solid run with it because of how easily and how much it relies on its boosters to reposition. Oh well, it's a good test of my crisis management, I guess, having to deal with these bombers right now. And I have a lot of point defense to help shoot them down too. So keep on hitting. That thing's on fire. And I can't burn retros, because otherwise that Kroot Warsphere is going to ram my own frigates. And actually, this is a good opportunity to practice my prioritization too, because I'm curious. If I prioritize these 2 frigates, will the Kroot Warsphere focus on them? It's a mechanic that's in the game, but I found that it's not actually very effective, mind you, so it's why I kind of forfeit for this focus, focus targeting there. It allows me to force my ships to shoot at a target of my choice, so long, of course, as I can shoot at it with my weaponry. And so far, it's shooting at the frigate I want. So it looks like. Oh, bombers. Good thing I didn't know. Good thing I noticed that the last second, but I think I'm still getting bombed. So 1 frigate down. So far, so good. We gotta be mindful of those bombers, and those Lancers are still gonna do work on me. And these secret missiles should be good, at least forcing him to move more. It's always satisfying to watch the Kroot Spear in action, even though it falls very little on my part, though. So far, like I said, it is a great area denial so far. He's kind of forced to back up there. He's not getting the best of fire, though. but a lot of that's because his fleet isn't really optimized at the same time. The bomber is great for deterring my seeker missiles, but well, this is an awkward angle for him too, and it's been forever since I played Chaos. I don't even think when I did play Chaos if I even played against Tau. So, I don't know how it would feel gameplay-wise, never mind a 250-point battle, but if he wants to warp out, well actually, I could be generous. If he could kill these frigates, I'll warp out the Kroot Warsphere and let him win. Although, me flying in here is probably a terrible idea. I should be at least trying to keep these things alive. If he could kill these frigates, I will let the Warsphere warp out. But let's try and put some serious effort with that said, because he's about to kill one of my Castellans. Its repairs were just activate though. And he is doing a good job at least keeping away from the Kroot Warsphere. Ooh, I took a critical hit from the bombers. So keep on going. The main purpose of these Castellan really, in truth, are the extended sensors. Because he can abuse the mechanics of the Warsphere so much. If I didn't have this micro warp jump, and even then that would give me like temporary. Ooh, I think the priority thing is actually working because it's shooting exclusively the frigate. The frigate's kind of out of range now, mind you. Oh crap! I'm not paying attention anymore, so this frigate might die. Keep going, Kroot. Keep going. I believe in you. And are those bombers? Okay, those bombers are coming after this one, I think. So I'm really hoping I didn't just give him free bomber damage. We'll see. Okay. So far, so good. Ooh. That was painful to watch. But his Hellbringers is still taking a lot of damage so far. Come on. I shouldn't be getting too close because his macro weaponry are going to do a good amount of damage too. And also this Castellan's about to die. No! Don't ram it! Don't ram it. I don't want it to be rammed. Oh, there goes one Castellan. If he could kill this other one, I will forfeit the match for him. Which arguably, if I were to be perfectly serious, letting him gain to win is probably not actually helping him because it accelerates how quickly his Admiral level improves. Which means then he gets overwhelmed. Oh god, is this Castellan actually going to die? I honestly don't know. I'm hoping I'm micro warp jumping this properly and I did it while boosting, so that may have bugged out my boosters with that said. Now, let's try and keep this thing alive without cheesing it ideally. Although I have a gas cloud, let me use that. Get this in the gas cloud so hopefully it doesn't die and this match doesn't end prematurely. Because we are doing a lot of damage now. Now let's prioritize the other one. Get this thing hit in, because I do need that extended sensors. Again, like I said, if this Kroot was by itself, he could probably win the long game. Just by, of course, abusing his slow mobility. But it's going good so far. Okay, that I was really happy about. I did not bug out the Kroot Warsphere by micro warp jumping while boosting. And thankfully he's going the direction I want it to as well. It's just going to take an eternity here. This is going to be a slow match with that said, but... And I don't know why I boosted that. That was a big mistake on my part. I partly forgot that I partly forgot I actually went to the gas cloud. I do have the shields, and I'm heavily damaged, so I'm not going to be able to repair. Now get this behind the shields, or get behind the spear. I kind of need it to right now. Well, this Warsphere, yeah, this is... It was tense, but now I feel like we're losing the appeal of this match here, so... Maybe I should just concede now, to be honest. But I'll let him try to kill this frigate first, because we are in range and we just murdered the hell out of those shields at the same time, so... Let's try not to make this mistake again there with this Castellan. So Salt Running is in effect. We have the Salt Run to keep it hitting, and I just need it to keep giving me fission, because he is playing the game properly there. I do question the optimization some. Ooh, could he kill it? This is an opportunity for him to kill this. He could kill the Castellan, but I have Salt Running there. So hopefully that's hitting enough. Oh, is it hitting? This could be... Oh, I'm in sensor range. This thing might be dead. This thing might be dead. Let's see. Yeah. This thing is over, so I'll let him go. I will concede defeat there. I just need another 20 seconds, though, for the warp out. Yeah, because otherwise this would just drag out anyway. And I do have the pilots to kind of get rid of the lost in warp effect anyway, so there's no risk of me warping out. But that was fun. Maybe not as exciting as I made it out to be. Maybe just a little bit. The firepower was good, but once he started figuring out how to keep distance of this Warsphere, that's when it started to lose its appeal. Oh well. It's gained its experience, that's what I want. I really do hope that was enjoyable. Sure, the Sauce would have been ultimately a better choice for a light cruiser, or a ship that was 105 points, and hell, it would have got me that Messenger too, which would have allowed me to play super aggressive with the Castellans, because I was kind of running away a lot, and good god, the lack of air cache on the Castellans sure was felt. Because those things seemed like they turned so damn slow in comparison to my air cache my air cache favorite ships, I gotta say. So maybe that dragged on needlessly long, and I apologize if that wasn't as entertaining as I hoped it would be. But it's definitely something different. I enjoyed it, and I hope that Seltsam enjoys their experiences with the game. If nothing else, enjoys the campaign. Because the more players we can get for Armada 2, the better, ideally. Now it's just up to Tindalos for making the game the best it can be at that point. Alright, we got ourselves something completely different for a change. Planetary Assault, Imperial Navy, and if this wasn't a Planetary Assault, I actually would have been seriously considering bringing the Kroot Warsphere for this. But I don't think it's going to get to the middle of the map anytime soon unless I want to boost with it right away. Again, as we witnessed last episode, I feel like it's great area denial. Kind of forcing my opponent to either stay away from it completely or to commit zealously to killing this thing as quickly as possible, and with torpedoes he could do it. I do see value in the Warsphere against the Imperial Navy. There is some big risk with what I just said, the ramming torpedoes possibly killing this thing incredibly fast. Do I want to do it? I'm a little hesitant on pulling that trigger there, because it is mostly because of the game mode, in all honesty, rather than the actual composition. But how do the points line up? I do have a Castellan, either way. The Messenger would be good. This could have promise. This has a lot of promise. I can't remember what his fleet level is. I think it's an Admiral level 10 fleet. I don't know. I remember the name Atlan somewhere. I just can't remember from where. This sounds like a horrible idea. This really does sound like a horrible idea with the Warsphere. But if it goes badly for me, it's mainly because of the game mode, in all honesty. I feel like Cruiser Clash, it could work well. I just gotta make sure the torpedoes aren't flying conveniently at the Warsphere. And I also gotta keep in mind the possibility of, Novacans as well. That's gonna give my Sauce a bit of a hard time with its lack of extended shields. Never mind the adaptive deflector, which doesn't even help me in that regard. So, the Warsphere is gonna go straight through the middle. We're going to have these ships all grouped up. And the one benefit, at least with the Planetary Assault, is he has no idea what my ship count is. That is one benefit, if nothing else. So he has to guess if I'm fielding a Custodian, if I have stealth ships or not. Or ships with stealth alloy. So that's the one plus all this, if nothing else. And considering there is going to be a fight for holding the middle of the map, I'm kind of content to go with Monka to hopefully get some more critical hits on his ship. So let's group up these two beacons here, so that way I have access to their stasis bombs. And I don't think I'll worry about these two in the back, because I could just move to them and select them manually. So he's in the gas cloud. I kind of already knew this. I kind of expected as much, so the Kroot is going to serve well to getting there. Can it at least make it to the middle of the map in time for the first objective is what I'm wondering. We will see. He is firing torpedoes. Unfortunately, there's not a lot I could do there. I'm going to have to move these ships over in that direction. So these torpedoes are going to hit. Going to have to repair to hopefully make it survive a second salvo. In all honesty, do I just boost on over? I would like to kind of just boost on over. I never did really consider where he would deploy, otherwise I should have had the protectors and all that on the right. But let's see, 3 cruisers, it is 600 points, so it's not like he could get a 4th cruiser, I don't think. I can't remember, at least if he wants a Widowmaker. So let's get on moving. This beacon unfortunately is gone. But I can slow him down. Damn it, it got destroyed before I could do that, that's a shame. I was hoping to plant the stasis bomb there. I was a little bit too slow. Just a tiny bit too slow, but I do have beacons to help. Now, let me stop seeing the vision for my railguns, mind you. However the hell I'm bugged that out. There. Oh, and he does have a retribution of sorts, so I don't have a messenger. So this could be annoying, but I have beacons to kind of spot inside the gas clouds. Nope, don't bug out on me, please. 1 torpedo, so only 1 torpedo hit, that's fine. I don't even have to engage him. What I really want to do is just put a beacon in this gas cloud, kind of force his hands a little. Alright. So this is a pure level 10 fleet. He does have a stasis bomb, and it's the Double Overlord and Retribution fleet. And let's keep in mind too that these damn things also, that stasis bomb bugs out my weaponry some. Alright, just dodge if he wants to fire at that. Oh, he's making my job easy if he's gonna... Let's see, he has supercharge? No, he doesn't have supercharge. This could be a mistake on his part then. Now, let's get the Kroot Warsphere in. Sadly, it did take a hit, so this might be a very simple match. We will see if he's just gonna let me fly. I gotta turn my heading though to make sure the secret missiles maximize their damage potential. Okay, shield generator. Another stasis bomb, so let's just get out of the way. Alright, let's get turning there. The micro warp jump's going to work in a moment. It actually still hit in. If he wants to burn all his resources, by all means there. I just don't want to make sure I fly into this stasis bomb and get myself in an awkward predicament where it bugs out my weaponry.
Shift to optimal combat speed.
So, keep on firing. I could have put a beacon on there. I probably still can. He gets 1 objective. Let's just murder these things as quickly as possible. And do I have the firepower I need? We'll see. The protector's in a bit of an awkward predicament because it can actually hit. I did fire a stasis bomb there. I didn't repair, mind you, but let's just keep paying him. If he wants to play a simple kind of game, then who am I to give? I'll give him what he wants then. Now I just gotta make sure I'm going the right direction with the micro warp jump because the facing is a little bit weird. I'm not gonna lie. So I'm hoping it's going where it wants to. Engines are gone. Yeah, he's screwed. Did he seriously not have... He doesn't have belt armor. He does not have belt armor, you silly person. I don't know what to say with you there, because that engine critical hit, that proud critical hit just killed you, I think. So, this is already over, I think. It's just a matter of how... if he can be denied the third objective or not. That's the big question, because he is kind of flying... Well, he is not really flying away from it, but... I gotta make sure these things are crippled. Ideally, I think I want to kill a generator. I could chase these things for days, though. Oh, and I have bombers on autocast. That's a bit of a mistake. I was hoping that was not the case, and the bombers are going the wrong way, too. That's only the second objective. So, fine with that. Just murder the hell out of these things. turn off the autocast on the seeker missiles. That would be kind of nice. I don't want to hurt myself that much more. And if possible, just keep this thing from going in the middle. Because he does have that silent run. He could get lucky though. Let's be careful in this regard. And I do have repair drones also repairing. Alright, seeker missiles go. Seeker missiles go. Get ourselves a critical hit of some kind. And I think I was too close there, buddy, so keep an eye on this one ship here. And brace for impact is gone, so this thing is all but dead right now. This thing's all but dead, we just gotta find it. Yeah, it's just dead because of the engine critical hit, I think. Can the bombers do the damage needed? Yep. Okay, so we know where it's at. Now let's reload and make sure he doesn't... He could get lucky, but if I lose, it's not because of luck. Well, if I lose, it's not really on my end as far as mistakes. I could have probably been a little more diligent and aggressive, though. But if he's going to rely on this luck, then... Oh, way on the opposite side of the map, perfect. He was gambling, to be fair, so... I don't think he can get by here. I just gotta make sure I stick a beacon on this thing. Micro warp jump's about to come back up. Especially his micro warp jump, let's keep that in mind.
Drones have identified an enemy target.
Alright. Get the sauce going. Maybe it's a mistake to autocast the bombers, but... Let's get these going. Oh, and the Kroot Warsphere is actually messing with the pathing of my poor little sauce too, so... I don't know how to take that there exactly, I think. I could be wrong. But this thing's already dead. I should have put another beacon on it. I have 2 beacons left still. There. Problem solved. He does not have brace for impact, so if anything, that was a great way to deny him a possible brace for impact, I suppose. But I could have did that better. I could have put a beacon on him preemptively. And where were the torpedoes? I heard torpedoes. Oh, those were my autocast torpedoes. That's what. I gotta remember to turn those damn things off. They're not helpful. But I think we did learn something important about the Kroot Warsphere as far as like the prioritization. If nothing else, that actually seems like it does work with the Kroot Warsphere. Yeah, that was brutal. He chose not to fight me there, so it made it easy, at least on killing his fleet, for just me sitting there and shooting at him. He could have gotten lucky though. I don't know how it randomizes the placement of the objectives, mind you, but I'm going to assume maybe it's like a 50-50 chance that it was on, at least on that half of the map, with him having a micro warp jump available. But even then, there was a possibility I could have just rammed and blocked him. Outside of a micro warp jump, maybe. Hard to really say. It is annoying to kind of like have it come down to luck though, in all honesty. But, oh well, not much. I can't really say anything else. We still got our wind in. I still got my experience. That's all that really matters, I suppose. Because I got the renown. I don't care about a win. It's the experience that matters for his fleet.